Hello and welcome back to the YONEX-SUNRISE India Open. This has been the order of play today in the quarterfinal stage. We've seen every match so far here on court one follow the script and only be played over 2 games. Straight games wins for all the seeded players. And we just saw Brian Yang, probably the toughest and longest match we've had for today, beat Kim Brun 21-19, 21-18. Earlier we had Ranki Reddy and Shetty also pushed quite some distance by outsiders Low and He of Singapore, but Ranki Reddy and Shetty, they are the second seeds and they won that 21-18, 21-18. World champion Loh Kian Yew was the big winner in the first match of the second session today. He beat Sergei Sirant of Russia in straight games as well. Pusala Sindhu, the local favorite, of course, former world champion. She beat outsider Ashmita Chaliha, which actually was a good second game. That first one thought, you know, here we go. It would be an absolute one-sided affair, but to Chaliha's credit, she really pushed Pusala v Sindhu in that second game. So we've had some good badminton on display, and we are down to the final match of the day. It's women's doubles. The Aimsaard sisters from Thailand, the 4th seeds. They are in action very shortly against Diksha Choudhary and Yashika Jakhar of India. Got a nice view there of the KG Jadhav Hall, and this is how the ladder stands. One final place in the top 4 in the semi-finals. We saw earlier Jaswal and Anis Kausa, they pushed Manazil, Harinaranan and Roy, but they won 21-16, 21-16. And we had a bit of a scare for the 3rd seeds, Akhtarina and Morozova. In the end, they managed to beat Hu and Lim, the 5th seeded Malaysians, 21-19, 11-21, 21-16. And more Russian joy, Bolotova and Shapovalova beating Bhatt and Gotham, who were the 8 seeds. A bit of an upset, that one. So we'll have an all-Russian semi-final in one half of the draw, and in the other half, could we have an all-Indian semi-final? Well, it's a big, big ask, isn't it, for Choudhary and Jakhar against the Aimsaard sisters. As I mentioned, they are the 4th seeds, the Thai pair. So we'll see how that one pans out very shortly indeed. It is the final match for this day. Tomorrow we will have the semi-finals here at the YONEX-SUNRISE India Open. And lots of matches to get through as well. 8 matches live for you tomorrow, and then of course on Sunday we will have the 5 finals for you live. And next week it will be the Syed Modi International, another prominent tournament here in India. Lots of tournaments happening at the moment in India. In the month of January, we've got the Odisha Open a little bit later on. But this is a really good platform for some of these players. Some of them have got through thanks to the withdrawals that have happened, unfortunately, which is par for the course at the moment in this day and age. But you've got to make the most of it. We just saw Brian Yang and Kim Brun, who were also into the quarterfinals because of some withdrawals. That was due to COVID and injury problems. And they made the most of it, the two of them, putting on an epic encounter. Let's see how it will pan out for the Aimsaard sisters. Benyapa and Nuta Khan. And they're up against Diksha Choudhary and Yashika Jakhar, who will be up against it for sure in this one. And there are the ties. Benyapa and Nuta Khan. Benyapa, the senior of the two, who has helped her Thai team get to the bronze medal of the Yuba Cup. Also third place at the World Junior Championships in 2019 in mixed team and mixed doubles, and is a former Asia Junior champion in the mixed team event in 2019. Also plays a fair bit of singles as well. But it's women's doubles really where she has excelled. But these two are pretty much up against it. Diksha Choudhary and Yashika Jakhar. But they will give it their all, and perhaps that unknown quality about them will help. Diksha Choudhary started playing badminton at just 9 years of age. Father gave her a racket and she never looked back. And she credits one of her junior coaches for really putting her on the right path. Has played in the World Junior Championships. First meeting between these pairs.
Red and black.
Unsurprising.
Red.
Top 5 in the state championships.
You on the toss.
Top 20 in India.
Server receive.
Diksha Choudhary.
Who is the server? You.
More senior of the pair.
Diksha Choudhary.
But they haven't played together, Yashika and Diksha, until this tournament. This is the first BWF tournament together, so that's always difficult, whereas the Aimsaards, it's very much a different story. Aimsaards have been playing together since 2016, and of course the family, that will certainly help, wouldn't it? Then you're up at 19 years of age, 175 centimeters tall, 45th in the world, not far off their highest ever, 44th. They're both from the capital of Thailand, Bangkok. Up and coming talents, the Aimsaard sisters. Nuntakan, while older, is only a doubles specialist. His sister, as I mentioned, plays singles as well. But it's an understanding between them that certainly will give them an edge on and off the court in these kind of situations. And there is their path. Krasno and Panda gave them a bit of a fight, didn't they, in round 1? They edged them out there, and it was a much easier battle in the second against Deshpande and Mundada, winning that one in straight games as well, but just 25 minutes to dispose of their opponents. And let's find out a little bit more about Yashika Jakhar there. 19 years of age, 162 centimeters tall, from Bhiwani, India. Highest rank of 443. And that was with another partner, Sakshi Galawat, excuse me. No ranking at the moment for Yashika Jakhar. And as I mentioned, this is the first BWF tournament that they are playing together.
Ready to play.
From Chhattisgarh, Diksha Choudhary, who's 22, 165. Her highest ranking with another partner was 206. So really, they are up against it here. And a tough old battle in the first round. And a walkover in the second. So it's been a swing of extremes for Diksha and Yashika. Shamim Hassan Saikat, we saw him earlier, the Bangladeshi, is now the umpire for this match. And the service judge, Lakpriya Edrisinghe from Sri Lanka.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Baniappa Aimsaard and Nuntakan Aimsaard, Thailand. And on my left, Yashika Jakhar and Diksha Choudhary, India. Baniappa Aimsaard.
So here we go then, the Aimsaard sisters to get us going against Diksha Choudhary and Yashika Jakhar.
Play.
That's a good start there for the Aimsaards. Well, they're finding these spaces very, very easily at the moment, aren't they? A little too easy at the moment for the Aimsaards. It's a brisk start. They've raced to a 3-point lead. We haven't even had a minute on the board yet. Could be a few nerves, of course, in a quarter-final of a World Tour Super 500, and maybe they need a little bit of luck there with a poor serve from Baniappa. Looking very, very sharp early on here, the Aimsaards. Well, as soon as that went over the net, you kind of already had a feeling as to where that would end up. And they're picking their spots very well. They're also being helped by the fact that there are lots of spaces to exploit. And there will be moments like that where they just try to force the issue. And that will hand a little fillip to their opponents. Well, we haven't had, I think, more than maybe 4 or 5 shots in a rally yet between these two pairs. Pretty straightforward, isn't it, at the moment for the Aimsaard? These winners, they're coming thick and fast at the moment. Baniappa entering the international circuit in 2015 at a very young age of 13 years of age, just 13. At the under-15 junior championships, she finished as a mixed doubles runner-up. And at the age of 15, she was already competing at the senior international tournaments. Finalist in the 2017 Lao International Series. As I mentioned, then started to pick up medals after that. That's a bit better. Nice work there from Yashika.
Service over. 9-4.
5-point gap at the moment. Pretty comfortable for the Aimsaards. Well, that is comfortably the longest rally we've had so far in this match. But it's one in which the Aimsaards go on to win. There you go, 24 shots. They're going to challenge.
Challenges called out.
It is out.
Challenge unsuccessful.
And that is
One challenge
unsuccessful. Might as well go for it. They've got a nice big cushion here, 5 points.
Play.
Well out that one, and the Aimsaards are 6 clear of their opponents and looking very good right now. We're in the halfway point of game 1.
Eleven, 5, play.
A lot of work to do here for Jakhar and Diksha. That's a great return. Wonderful shot
Service
from
over.
Jakhar.
6-11.
Good reflexes there. Little moments like that will give them a lot of confidence.
Service over. 12-6.
Yeah, it was tough, wasn't it? Diksha was on the ground and could only parry that away. Wouldn't carry over.
Play on.
Oh, just in.
14-6.
8 points the gap now. It's the biggest gap we've had so far. There's real power in these shots from the Aimsaard sisters.
15-6.
Here's Benyapa to serve. It's just out.
Service over. 7-15.
This is the problem for Jakhar and Diksha, is that they
7.
are just not able to put a run of points together.
Seventeen, 7. Eighteen, 7.
Now 11-point gap. They are seemingly cruising to a first game win here, unless something very special happens, but not with shots like that.
19-7.
Good power there from
Service over.
Choudhary. Did clip the net along the way.
19. service
And
over.
now, look at all those
20
game points to
game
play
point,
with for the
8.
Aimsaards. And the Aimsaards cruise that first game, don't they? They win it
First game
very, very
won by
comfortably.
Beniappa, Aimsaard,
It took a
and
long time for
Aimsaard.
Jakhar and Diksha to
21-8.
kind of get going, but couldn't get consecutive points in that. And struggle with the pace and power of these sisters. And they win that first game 21-8 in 10 minutes. So, a big ask here for Diksha and Jakhar in this second game, because Beniappa and Nuntaka and Aimsaard, they are looking very, very good. Ominous, really. But they are the overwhelming favourites in this match, and it's proving to be the case at the moment. We have seen a number of matches where the unfancied player or pair have started to show what they can do in the second game. Think of PV Sindhu earlier on today. When it looked like she was cruising in hers. She won her first game 21-7 against Ashmita Chali, who really pushed her in the second. At the moment, it doesn't look to be the case here. They've raced again to a nice comfortable early lead, the Aimsaards. Nicely done by Beniappa. And when you're up against it, that's the thing you really want to be able to cut out, the unforced errors. It's almost something you can control. It's not auguring well at the moment, is it, for the Indian pair? Seven love at the moment, Aimsaards. Powering through, ruthless at the moment.
8 love.
And it's in, just like we saw in the
9.
first game. Deep serve. Made a judgment call, didn't work. Well, we're going to get to the interval without the Aimsaards conceding a single point. They absolutely raced to this. Just been a couple of minutes into game 2. And maybe relief that they've finally got a point here.
1-2.
Make that 2, that's consecutive points, not something they managed to do before. But into the interval, the ties go, and they know that they're very, very comfortable at the moment. Ironically, the first time that they've managed to get consecutive points, but they are well, well behind here, the Indian pair. All to do here for the Indian pair against the Aimsaard sisters.
Service over. 3-11.
Well, they've won 3 of the last 4 points, which will give them some comfort, I suppose.
Service over. 12-3.
But that gap is absolutely massive, isn't it? 9 points now. Easy does it there for Ben Yapa.
13-3.
Again, you knew what was going to happen as soon as that return was made. Easily put away by Nuntakan.
Three.
13-point gap, biggest gap they've had now, and 5 away from wrapping this up, the Aimsaards. They want to give themselves as much time as possible before the semi-finals tomorrow. Well, they can just pick their spot at the moment, can't they? The returns are coming to them at a pace with which they can easily handle. Very, very straightforward. And they're picking their spots brilliantly. This is going to be, it looks like, the quickest match we've had for the day. Just a couple more here for the Aimsaards. They've We've had a lot of winners today, a lot of them. A lot of kill shots, a lot of smashes. And it is 17 match points, a whopping 17. And it's an unforced error that ends proceedings here. They won't have an easier match, the Aimsaards. It was always going to be up against it for Yashika and Diksha against their much more illustrious opponents, the 4th seeds. They found it very, very hard going right from the off. And they showed what they can do, the Aimsaard sisters. Benyapa and Nuntakan beat Diksha Choudhary and Yashika Jakhar 21-8, 21-3 in 20 minutes. And they cruise through to the semi-finals of the YONEX-SUNRISE India Open. Nice and comfortable. And that ends proceedings today. We started 6 hours ago, and everything has been completed in straight games throughout. The 2nd seeds, Alimova and Davletova of Russia, beating Chan and Xiao, the 5th seeds. Probably a lot quicker than many people would have thought, in about half an hour. We then had Busanan Ongbangrupan versus Lauren Lam of the United States, and that was wrapped up just over half an hour. They won in straight games, and it was a similar result in the men's doubles. The favourites, Asan and Setiawan, beating Flaten and Rikheim of Norway, the Indonesians, the top seeds there. The other top seed for the women's singles, Pusalavi Sindhu beating Ashmita Chaliha in a much tighter second game, but of course the class of the former world champion showing through there. And another world champion at the moment, the current men's world champion, Loh Kan Yu of Singapore, the 5th seed, beating Sergei Sirant after a little hiccup along the way, but he will have more to come, I'm sure. Ranki Reddy and Shetty, the 2nd seeds from India in the men's doubles, were also pushed quite far, weren't they, by Loh and He of Singapore, but they won through in straight games, and it was straight games as well. That was probably the most epic battle we had today, almost an hour, for Brian Yang versus Kim Brun of Denmark, the Canadian, through to playing Loh Kan Yu. But the most one-sided match we just saw here, the final match of the day, the Aimsaard sisters, 4th seeds from Thailand. Very, very facile win, 21-8, 21-3 against Diksha Choudhary and Yashika Jakhar of India. So that wraps up proceedings here at the KD Jadhav Hall, and we will be back tomorrow for the semi-finals of the YONEX-SUNRISE India Open. And we'll look forward to seeing you then.